Welcome, Scorpio. It is Sachi, and we are here to do some shamanic shifting where we take your current energy, look at what your goal is, and transmute your current energy into your manifestation goal. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. You guys did come in first place again. Congratulations. I know last month you weren't in first, and usually you are, so now you're back on top, which means you will get the extended for free, as well as a bonus reading, and that extended for free too. So keep a lookout once I'm done with the rest of the signs. That bonus reading will be coming out. I would also like to announce that I am doing my first ever group alignment. So it is going to be a collective reading plus a personal reading for each attendee. And this is specifically designed for those who are going through any sort of changes and challenges at the moment. So it is to help sort of the transitional stage as we are now in the new celestial year. So if you're interested in that, there are 8 spots available. So go ahead to my shop and you can grab your spot if you're interested in it. All right, Scorpio, let's get started. This is what came out in the cleansing ceremony. We had the 9 of Chalices, 8 of Wands in reverse, the King of Swords in reverse, 9 of Chalices, and Knave of Wands. So first of all, lots of people here. And we start with the 9 of Chalices, which is really giving me the energy of how you celebrate in general. Who celebrates you, who you celebrate, and what it means to be celebratory. So as you can see, people all around here, right? They're celebrating a birthday. They're drinking wine. They're going to eat cake. And it kind of feels like you're reassessing how you celebrate things in general. Do you want to consume alcohol? Do you want to eat sugar? Sort of thing. Are the people around you actually celebrating you, or do you actually celebrate them, or you feel some sort of obligation to be around them? Because with the 8 of Wands coming out in reverse, it's telling me that you're breaking some sort of cycle that has to do with how you've been manifesting your reality. And with the King of Swords in reverse, you are really breaking a lot of soul contracts and taking it more easy, like the Knight of Chalices, who in this deck is a bit more solitary. He's spending time in nature, sort of daydreaming and really figuring out what it is that he wants with his life. And then with the Knave of Wands, it seems like as you are sort of withdrawing from this, party celebration energy, now you are understanding when you're not using your energy to constantly be doing the 9 of Chalices things, you actually have a lot of energy on your hands, and you may be kind of at this point of like, oh wow, like I have so much energy. As you see, she's kind of like intimidated almost by her own power. So it seems like you're really recognizing, how much power that you have. And it's like, oh, okay, well now what do I do with it? Sort of thing. Then we have Railu, which is a fighting type using kick in reverse. So it kind of feels like you're no longer fighting, right? It's like you're not kicking or screaming with the energy. You're no longer fighting the natural energy that wants to come towards you, which seems to be a bit more of the Knight of Chalices, this more sort of relaxed, daydreamy, emotional energy. And then with Larion using Lunge Out, this is a steel type, which represents protecting your energy, protecting your aura. And so it seems like the way that you're doing, instead of fighting the energy, you're just sort of lunging out, which means like you're saying like no to plans, or maybe you go and you only stay for 10 minutes and then you're like, all right, I'm out. So you're recognizing the less that you participate in things that you don't actually want to participate in. Again, it's like you're really discovering how much power you have and time that you have on your hands now. Oh, yeah, Drifloon Ram in reverse. So some of you may have been, it's like you're healing your Aries, your own Aries energy. So wherever Aries is in your chart, which basically, a lot of people can be in Aries energy, like underdeveloped, where it's like, someone invites you somewhere. Yep, I'll do it. Like, hey, can you help me? Yep, I'll do it. It's just sort of this constant yes and doing and going without any sort of, consideration of, do I want to do this? Right? It's like you need to go more to that Libra energy, which is like, let me assess. Do I actually want to do it? So yeah, I feel like you're healing a lot of your Ram energy. All right, Scorpio, let's see what your current energy is. As I mentioned, we're going to look at your current energy and then what your manifestation goal is. So let's see, Scorpios. All right, we have the Knave of Pentacles, which can point to working on a specific project It's like you're still in the process of working it, right? A knave can be a queen or a king. They essentially have the ability to evolve to it, but right now it's a little bit underdeveloped on both the masculine and feminine ends. You may be like in the middle of a project. Some of you may be working from home or working on something on your computer, but whatever it is a physical, like labor that you are doing that you're still in the process of. Let's see what else. Oh, death in reverse. Interesting. With the Eight of Pentacles and Justice. Okay. So you are, it feels kind of like a work situation or whatever you're doing with your time. Again, you're doing something and it feels like you don't want to change it, or that you have this energy of like, how do I change it? It's like you feel like you can't go through a death and rebirth. Rather, again, Eight of Pentacles, so pentacle energy once again has to do with a repeating energy. So it seems like you're kind of doing the same thing every single day. Things may be a little bit different, but it's still pretty much the exact same thing. And with Justice, you're sort of waiting, instead of going through extreme change, you're waiting for things to balance out. And it seems like there could be a situation where, you've been putting a lot in, and again, you're still like in it, right? It's kind of like a project. Maybe this is just an example, writing a novel, and it's going to be 12 chapters and you're 6 chapters in, and you're like, I need to finish the rest of the chapters because then I know I'm going to get what I want out of this situation. And again, it feels like you're sort of halfway there, and definitely very, I want to say committed, but it doesn't really feel like that. It feels like persevering. Okay, let's see what's the light energy here. Going right to the Knave of Pentacles, we have Lunala using Psychic Shot. So Lunala is the moon Pokemon. So it does seem like you are tuning more into your psychic senses. You are tuning more into your emotions about the situation. And with Psychic Shot, you may be, possibly doing something that has to do with your psychic gifts. All Scorpios have them. But if it's not something specifically psychic that you are working on, then you're just using your psychic gifts in order to continue to work on this. You may also be working a lot with your moon sign, which again can be your emotional body, emotional regulation, and trusting your feelings, right? Again, it's like, if you don't feel like doing this or feel like going to this party or giving this person time, then you're just not doing it. It says, it sometimes summons unknown powers and life forms here to this world from holes that lead to other worlds. All right, so y'all are portaling very much Scorpionic energy. So it seems like what you are doing is actually summoning things from other worlds, interdimensional things. So whatever you are working on, it seems like you are channeling. Some of you may be, actually summoning in certain entities. So, of course, use discernment with that. Let's see what's the shadow here. We have Trainer Signal, Strike, Scroll of Piercing in reverse. So, Trainer indicates somebody else's energy. And with the Scroll of Piercing coming out in reverse, it seems like you're not allowing someone else to pierce through your energy or your plans. It could also be that you may be working on summoning something, right? And it doesn't have to be like a monster from a different dimension or an alien or anything like that. Whatever you are creating, let's say you're creating something no one has ever created before. You are technically bringing that from the dimension of, possibilities into this realm through your, creative and emotional experiences. So maybe it's having, maybe it's like there's a little bit of difficulty pulling it all the way through. Again, it feels like you're just sort of in the middle of it. All right, let's see what your goal is here. I feel like for some of you, you may be working on some sort of actual writing project or something like that, creative project. But let's see. What's your goal here, Scorpio? What is your goal? Wow, you got lots. Queen of Wands. Beautiful. Queen of Wands. As we saw the Knave of Wands in the cleansing ceremony, Queen of Wands is the highest form of divine feminine energy as it relates to Kundalini or firepower, your energy that you use to manifest your reality. So it seems like what you are trying to do is teach somebody else some sort of lesson. Like, don't touch that, you can get hurt. How does the Queen of Wands know? Because she's gotten hurt in that way. It doesn't necessarily need to be a pain program that you are teaching, but it definitely feels like you are bestowing your knowledge and spiritual power about something. Because the Queen of Wands is also, you know, she's the highest spiritual leader as well. We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Chalices in reverse. So let's see what else is coming out. Oh, with the Three of Wands in reverse. So part of it, what I'm getting is you're trying to do everything alone, and that is actually sort of leading to a little bit of, I don't want to say burnout, but kind of, it's like exhaustion. There are things that there are other professionals that could be helping you, but you're not really bringing anybody in on this, and it's leading to you feeling like you don't necessarily love this project anymore or whatever it may be. So in terms of your goal, again, it does feel like you're trying to teach a lesson of some sort, but it feels like, how do I want to say this? You're teaching a lesson by sort of like getting these emotional things out of your own body. It's like transmuting the energy. It's not necessarily, how do I want to say this? It feels more like an emotional dump than it is actually like creating something in some way. So that's a very interesting thing. And again, it feels like it makes sense that your moon's coming out, because it feels like, yeah, you're trying to get rid of these emotions and teach other people not to do X, Y, and Z that led to the emotions that you are now trying to get rid of, or that you have already gotten rid of. Let's see what's the light here. Steel type in reverse. So yeah, you are really like, it feels like you're taking off a steel carapace from your body, honestly. It's like you are really revealing your innermost self. Like the Cup of Chalices in reverse, it still feels upright to me, but it feels like you're dumping the water out. So it's like, you know, everyone says like, oh, Scorpios, they don't really open up and da-da-da, you know, they're so hard to get to know. It feels like what you are doing is really opening up. Like you are letting your guard down and letting it all out. Let's see what's the shadow here. We have Solar Cutter. Oh, wow. Okay, so you are opening up about your, like Solar Cutter can indicate like, it's, you know how people talk about heartbreak? This is more of a solar plexus break. So how your sense of self, how your identity, and your ego was basically like, so yeah, it looks like you're doing something to teach about sort of that transmutation and change, and alchemy that Scorpio knows so well. And this is Lorantis, which is the, it is the praying mantis Pokemon. It says, as it slashes into its enemies, it looks like it's dancing. Its elegant appearance has led some to call it the most glamorous grass Pokemon. So, and it's called the Bloom Sickle Pokemon. And as you know, sickle energy has to do with Saturn, which is sort of endings and things like that, a little bit more serious in nature. So it definitely feels like you will be getting some sort of perhaps physical compensation, or business energy here, but it is talking about as it slashes into its enemies, it looks like it's dancing. It's very elegant. So again, it's like you're opening up, but you're doing so in a really elegant way. It doesn't have to paint a pretty picture, but you are definitely, you know, getting these emotions out here. All right, let's see what Mother Moon would like to say about this situation. As I mentioned, the extended is for free. The link is in the description box below. And we will see how to take your current energy and transmute it into your goal. Let's see what Mother Moon says. Balance spirituality and practicality in reverse. So there can be, you know, a difficulty of balancing your spirituality and the practical aspect of what is going on. Very similar to the Justice card, which justice, balance, you know, it's a very similar sort of Libran energy. And as I mentioned, it seems like you're healing your Aries energy and now need to sort of tune into the Libran energy. And, you know, there's a lot about, again, these sort of other worlds and summoning things and psychic powers and things like that. But to be able to take all this deeply spiritual, psychic, emotional energy and turn it into something where it's sort of like a teaching opportunity will take a little bit more practicality to it. Okay? All right, let's see what Mother Nature would like to say to bring us into the extended. We have Mountain Strength and Fog Veiled in reverse. So the thing is it feels like you don't have to necessarily be strong anymore. Whatever has happened, and it's time to sort of, again, soften into your vulnerability and open up. There is this notion that Scorpios are so strong, they can take anything, yada, yada. It's so true, but part of it is to not feel like you have to be super strong. It is time to open up and be soft, because with Fog Veiled in reverse, you know, full steam ahead, it is not unclear what you are going to do. It's time to, you know, the mystery of the Scorpio energy is gone, right? It's like the veil is clearing, and you are going to be able to show yourself and this story or whatever it is for, you know, what it is and who you truly are. So let's head into the extended. Like I said, the link is in the description box below, and I will see you there.